This is a special thrill at the 2025 Bassmaster Classic in Fort Worth, because if you've ever been to a Classic Expo, the only person with a line longer than Rick Clunn or Mike Iaconelli is Rick Pierce. And what's amazing about Rick Pierce is if you bought a 1996 Pantera II used in 1998, he knows about it. He remembers you. It's the most amazing memory in fishing. And
appreciate that.
As someone who's owned, I think, 7 Bass Cats now since 1999, you've been, whether you know it or not, a big part of my fishing career.
Yeah, we've talked about sleeping on the boat before.
We have. I got engaged in my boat, so
Good.
I want to have a fun interview with you because I don't think people know the real Rick Pierce. So other than you, who's the most famous person from Mountain Home, Arkansas?
That's a good one. I don't know. My dad.
Your dad? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Your son will be someday. Your son.
He's on his way.
They're both on their way. They're pretty impressive
doing well.
young men.
Yeah.
If I go to Mountain Home, Arkansas to pick up a boat, where should I have lunch?
KT's barbecue is a deal. I mean, we all get to eat barbecue in the fishing business across the country. Okay, Allison Bryan, KT's barbecue. Catch it on Wednesday, get the Charlie and cheese, stuffed pepper jack inside of a brisket.
Really?
And it's amazing. And so Friday ribs, yeah, KT's is the place. So that's in Gassville, it's just outside town. There's a place downtown called Baron. Russell Tucker's got it. Got some little day brewery in there. Baron's good. We got a lot of good stuff to eat in Mountain Home, Arkansas. It's a touring, retirement community, lots of stuff.
You have a lot of good lakes there too, Bull Shoals, Table Rock, but you seem to have a particular affection for Norfolk. Why is that?
I grew up there. First tournament I fished was on Norfolk with my dad. I don't remember if I was 13 or 14 or 12. I can't remember, it's back a long time ago, but we won it on spinnerbait, so yeah.
Okay, if you had to pick one boat color for the rest of your life, what is it?
That's a tough one. Probably a raspberry type, darker color. Rest of my life deal, you know. Charcoal or a raspberry. I'm red, or red. There's 3 colors to use. It's either red, or red. But raspberry, if I were picking a long last one, it'd be either raspberry and charcoal, something like that, maybe a white red.
Other than Norfolk, what's your favorite place you fish for bass?
I don't really find a favorite. Guntersville's got to be one. Rayburn's a great one, but it's not always as good as it is. It's always good, but not as it could be. Guntersville and Rayburn are 2 peaks. We got a little deal hid out just between Table Rock and Bull Shoals called Taneycomo.
I've been there. It's a very special place.
It's a special little place. You can kind of tune it in quick, and it handles well. I like the out-of-the-way places, kind of. People don't go to.
Okay, boat myths. People say a white boat is cooler than a dark boat. Is that true?
100% true. 3 degrees over ambient air temperature, 2 to 3 degrees. So whatever the temperature is outside at 100 degrees, it'll be 102, 103. Black boat's going to be 120, 124.
Oh, wow. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, so white boat's absolutely 100%.
What about flake in a boat? I've heard that it makes it heavier. Is that true or not?
Marginally, but by very little poundage. It's not enough to make a big difference because it's dispersed so much.
I know that you're a fan of one of our favorite places on earth, Lake Picachos. Why does every bass fisherman need to go to Lake Picachos at some point?
Most amazing experience you can get. You asked me of places to go. I take Picachos off the list because people can't just go there.
Right.
But it's probably my favorite place to fish, really. Picachos is just so, we took a crew down there, a couple of events we did with a challenge that we did with Mercury Marine. And Picachos, one crew we had 400, I think they still hold the record, 425 over 2 pounds.
Wow.
In a day.
Wow. What music do you listen to on the way to the ramp to get pumped up or get calmed down?
I'm usually on the phone.
Yeah, I know that.
No, I'm a country guy. I like country.
Willie Nelson, big Willie Nelson fan?
100% Willie. So I saw Willie live in '78. I've seen Willie live in Mountain Home. We got Willie tickets going up this summer. So we're doing Willie.
Well, one final question, because I know I've kept you long enough. There's a line of people behind us waiting to see you. What's next in the bass boat industry? Give me one bold prediction.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We've done so much. I think that out-of-the-box thinking is critical. As you know, I've done that forever, try to think out-of-the-box different things. I think we're going to see battery innovations and changes in the way batteries are used, dispersed, utilized in a boat. So if you're looking at a really big one, I think it has to do with let's just call it battery management at this time, but it's really a battery system that I feel like that's where there's room to change.
One more question. I lied. Sorry, fan club. You'll have to wait one more second. What's the innovation you're proudest of? I mean, I rode in another brand of boat the other day, and I tried to run the trolling motor from way back here, and I realized how much I value that recessed trolling motor pedal up front. Is that your number one, or was there something else?
You know, that would have to be by far, as far as innovations, is the one that we were most responsible for. I had that idea in high school. We finally brought it out, you know, and it was a pretty cool story because Silver Troll was working on a recessed plate that was a disc, and went in and you step on the plate to turn the trolling motor, and it was flush. And I thought they were going to really do that. And that's what Silver Troll was, a trolling motor then. I think that was probably one of the best, and you know, we let the patent go. We could have kept it, but we let it go. And Neil Hart, that was at the time with Triton, asked me, why are you not going to renew the patent? I said, because it's innovation the industry needs. And at the time, everybody called it a gimmick because they couldn't use it. But no, I did the original recessed trolling motor foot pedal. It was my idea years ago. It was actually, there's a lot of stories behind that I'll share with you later that changed the whys and hows, but that was one. I'll tell you another one that we don't get a lot of conversation about. We brought all the digital switching into the business in the 90s. And digital switching is definitely one I think is one of the biggest changes. And at the time, we didn't have quality switching. So switches, you get water in them, you go out in your garage, your switches are all glowing red, and you don't remember that because it's probably just right in that era.
Got my first boat in 1996.
But in the 80s and 90s, you'd walk out in your garage and your switches would be glowing because they have moisture in them. It's a small trickle of flow, you know. And so we had constant problems with switching. And I think the digital switching brought that forward. Now switching has come along a whole lot different, but I think really switching and digital switching and the innovation of digital, and you know, originally working with Mercury Smart Crafts and things like that when nobody had it.
So glad I got to stop by with Rick Pierce, one of the true innovators and one of the true good people. You've made so many people's career in the fishing industry, so many anglers you've taken under their wing, so many other boats you've influenced. It's just, the proof is in the pudding. I've had a bunch of them, and I hope to have many more Rick Pierce designed boats in my lifetime.
Well, you know how it is. Let's just be a steward of our sport.
Absolutely.
Yeah.